Hi everyone, Adam with BishopSheenRosaries here today, and this is a video from our new house here. So this is a temporary studio location. Bear with me while I try to, brainstorm and come up with a more permanent video location. Very exciting. My wife and I were about to have our second child, so moved to a bigger house, and we're really looking forward to baby number 2 coming here any day now. So, forgive me for maybe a little too long of a pause between videos here, but I'm back. I'm ready to put out some good content for you all. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and like our videos, share them with friends. And now we're gonna hop right into, some ways, 3 ways specifically, to get more out of your rosary. The first, I want to get physical. Yes, we're gonna get physical with our rosary. Do something physical, have something physical to help you in your current body, your state, to focus yourself. Do something intentional with your physical space. Either make a prayer corner or an altar in your house, somewhere that you can look at, or maybe a painting or a photo that you can see, or even just like a little prayer card with Mary on it. Something that will ground you to what you're thinking about and what you're praying about, so your mind doesn't wander as easily. Or if your mind does wander, something you can pull back and you focus in on again and say, okay, you know what, back to the mysteries, back to the Bible. You can have a physical Bible in your hands. That's a great thing to ground you. I know in previous videos it started a little bit of a debate whether or not you need a physical rosary to pray the rosary, and I think we cleared that up with some follow-up videos, that you don't physically need a rosary, but obviously having the beads, especially blessed beads by a priest or someone that has, the ability to bless objects, make them a holy object, that's going to be your best bet. Obviously, the physical movement of your hand across the beads is something to remember where you are in your rosary, your place, but also it's that physical grounding thing. So your hands remember, and your hands remember tells your brain something. Your brain, is obviously the center of your focus. And as Venerable Fulton Sheen, the namesake of this channel, reminds us, the rosary is all 3 things. It's physical, verbal, and spiritual. Try not to leave any 3 of those things out. It's a 3-legged stool. A stool with only 2 legs or 1 leg can't stand. So remember that 3rd leg of the stool is something physical. And now try to remember that other leg of the stool. You never really forget about the spiritual aspect, but also it's verbal. Sometimes I get in the habit of saying the rosary in my head and, actually physically saying the prayers with my mouth. Again, same thing. Helps me get grounded, helps me reinforce what I'm doing. And that really nicely goes into the second point to help get more out of your rosary, and that's to really shake it up. If you've been, like I said, doing the same thing over and over, like not saying the words physically, maybe try to actually physically say the words. Maybe you've been praying the rosary alone. Maybe shake it up and pray with someone else. And that's the who, the what. Maybe you can change what you're actually, like your style of rosary is. There's a different version of the rosary, for example, for praying for life, for the pro-life issue. If you're an American, you could pray the rosary for America. There's also an international rosary that Venerable Fulton Sheen helped make popular. There's even a different language you could learn to pray the rosary in. For example, you could learn to pray the rosary in Latin, which is really beautiful, and it's the language of our church. Not to mention the prayers are really beautiful in Latin, and I think everyone's probably heard a musical version of Ave Maria before. There's a reason that the Latin is so popular. If you've been praying the rosary in the car on the way to work, walking the dog, and you're not getting a lot out of it, maybe try to stop that for a day or 2 and pray, at church, or pray in a quiet place in your house and shake it up, do something different. And finally, my 3rd point, or 3rd suggestion to help you try to get more out of your rosary, and that is to renew your purpose for praying the rosary. You should have intentions, you should have a purpose or a cause that you pray the rosary for. If you're a priest or religious, obviously you have charisms and you have a congregation or people to pray for. Now, it should be very obvious when you have a vocation, kind of some things to point at and pray for, because, for me, it comes very naturally to pray for my family, to pray for my children and my wife, but I also have some extra causes, and there's, a lot of room to have a few extra things on the side, right? And so one cause, I also try to re-up godchildren as well. I pray for them and that they receive their sacraments and that they live in the faith. But I pray in specific for also the LGBTQ community and all those who struggle with that kind of issue, the same-sex attraction, gender issues, gender dysphoria. This is an issue very close to my family, so this is something that I have, taken up as an extra cause I pray my rosary for. Try to, every time I pray the rosary, I renew that cause, that purpose. And another cause that I have personally taken up is for the hearts and souls of those in Russia and China to convert to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And these are just a couple of examples. You don't have to take up my causes. You don't have to pray for the same things I pray for, but just have something to pray for. Have something that drives you. I actually started praying the rosary every day when Bethany and I started dating for our vocation, and whether or not we were going to be married or not, pray for her vocation and for my vocation. And that's something that really motivated me and drove me to pray the rosary every day. So you can, take anything in your own personal life that maybe drives you or motivates you, and take that to prayer. Take that to your rosary and really, find that new rejuvenating cause or purpose and something that draws you to pray it more. These are just 3 things you can try to get a little bit more out of your rosary. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips or if any of these suggestions really helped you. I love hearing those kinds of things as well. And please, if you don't have a rosary and you want one, you can go to BishopSheenRosaries.com and support our channel. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. From us to you, through Mary.